The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Hi there. Welcome to MEACH'S Musings here on the network, I should say. Multiverse of Media. It is Monday night. It's just about 11:30 here on the West Coast. Good to see everybody. Not everybody, but they're filing in. And JJ is here with his hey there, hi there, ho there, as he do. And he wants to know what I want to talk about. Well, JJ, for those of us that didn't read the description, which I don't know if you did because I haven't talked to you about it. I want to talk about what this week is. And hello, Psycho Jet Black. This camera shots it right now. What are we seeing here? What's going on here? What's going on? All this shit in the background. See, that I knew was there, so that's fine. What is this crap? Get out of here with this shit. I need to clean the office. Really? That's what we're seeing here tonight. Jeff just cleaned the office up. Get out of here. Anyway. It is a pink cup. I don't even know why it's over in this house. It's not my cup. Anyway. We're just having, cleanup time here at the office. Don't mind me. Get out of here. Beat it. All right, that's what I wanted. Thank you very much. So what I want to talk about, JJ, is what a amazing. Let's talk about. No, I'm not talking about that. I don't talk about that. JJ can talk about that on his movie reviews if he wants to talk about that movie, because we don't talk about that around here because if I do, shit like this happens, and I am about to have the mouse whoop my ass. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about actually tonight on MEACH'S Musings is related to the mouse. That's why he's sitting, pretty prominently here in the shop. What is behind him exactly? What's going on back here? What is this shit? Is this like a shadow? It's just a shadow. It looks like, I guess. Okay, I don't know. I'm very ADD tonight. Don't mind me. Big G here. What up, Big G? So you guys saw the post this morning, indicating what is going down throughout this week here across the multiverse of media. We've got tonight's show, of course. It started a little bit before I originally intended to. We've got Statboy Sports Bar tomorrow, of course. Big shows on Wednesday, the Greg Cherry Show, and our coverage of Dynamite Grand Slam. Our coverage of Night 2 of Impact 1000. And Talk Wrestling will be Thursday night as well. Friday will be Dads on Always on Wrestling and Rampage Grand Slam. And then we'll finish strong, as we do, with Open Mic Night. But what we're talking about tonight does also relate to what Psycho's asking about, but we're going to go ahead and bring it up. This Friday, actually this Saturday is the actual thing, but Friday we're going to celebrate it. This week is my 1 year anniversary with Disney. It was September 23rd last year that is my official start date, if you will, my hire date at Disneyland. So I wanted to just talk about that for a little while and express my gratitude to the people in the chat room, to the people that help run this big giant multiverse that has formed in the last couple of years, but definitely the last 52 weeks. The way we've all come together and the way that the team has come together and rallied behind me in allowing me to pursue this dream of working for the House of Mouse, if you will. And being able to have the balancing act. And yes, I was off for 4 months after the car accident, and yes, it sucked. But I was still able to have the team, JJ and James and Noah, and Mikey and Dory, and in recent weeks, Greg and Maddie on the Greg Cherry Show, and the watch along teams, and the fans, you guys at home watching these shows every night of the week, it seems like now, and the I won't call it support, but I will call it the ability to stream a good chunk of my content on ODQ.com as well, which is always appreciated. Aaron, 20 years, man, it's awesome shit. So yeah, it's just gonna be just kind of musings. That's why it's MEACH'S Musings, right? it's I put in the post earlier. Even now, it gets to me that it's been that I work for the Walt Disney Company and Disney parks and resorts and experiences. It's just weird that to think that I have been a fan for so very long and that I get to be part of it. And a very good friend of mine from the old days, um, working in the valley doing office supply sales. Who's an engineer now. He always called himself part of the damn magic, and we chuckle about it every day going to work on the train. And it's cool to be that. It's cool to have that experience, being able to um, be part of that. Yes, actually, Halloween went up on September 1st because we do things early. Haunted Mansion Holidays actually been running for a little over a couple weeks now. I actually wanted to put the pictures up. I was there on yesterday actually with my aunt and my cousin, and JJ will appreciate this probably more than anybody because for those of you that are unaware, during the Halloween season, they overlay the classic Haunted Mansion with the characters from the Night Before Christmas story. The Tim Burton movie, of course, if you're not aware. 30 years of Nightmare Before Christmas this year. It's crazy. And part of the decoration is in the dining room. Every year they create a different gingerbread house to be the centerpiece in the dining and the banquet hall, for lack of a better term, within the Haunted Mansion. So I made sure I got a picture as we were going by in the dune buggy. That's this year's gingerbread house. I thought it was super cool. Of course, I got a picture of Jack Skellington as I was going by, and our buddy Oogie Boogie, the villain of the story, if you will. So it's pretty cool to see that. I do have pictures of my going to cast preview of Oogie Boogie Bash. Those will be up on my socials once I get them. There's so many pictures I have that I've taken since I returned to work. The different visits I've taken. So I'm definitely going to put all those up. Looking forward to the reactions because there's some really cool stuff that I saw. But I'm trying to avoid putting the Oogie Boogie pictures up. There's some spoilers for people that are going to attend. So I don't want to be that guy, right? No, Marshall, you're fine. I do get discounted tickets as part of my being a cast member. I just don't know how much they cost because I haven't bought them yet. I haven't used the discount tickets yet. I've used the main entrance pass to bring people into the park with me, but I have not actually bought a discounted ticket. Oh no, I take that back. I did buy one that didn't get used at the time we bought it because I was in the car accident. So when we did use it, ultimately ended up not being a discount because we had to pay a surcharge for the upgrade to the whatever tier we were on at the point we went in July. Let's see. I can't speak on that. I don't believe that people have been able to, but it wouldn't surprise me if they tried. You hear stories about the Haunted Mansion all the time. But to my knowledge, that does not happen. I could be wrong though. My take on the upcoming Snow White live action movie, honestly, Daniel, I'm leaving my judgment until I see it. I have learned with all these remakes they've done about Disney movies and other things over the years that prejudging doesn't get you anywhere. Right, Jared Leto as the Joker? Just saying. I thought that turned out very well for Jared. I thought he did a great job as the Joker. But I'm reserving judgment. Snow White is a different animal for me because she was the original Disney princess. She was the one that really got Walt. Really got. As much as this guy, it all started with a mouse. It was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs that really sent the company into the stratosphere and really got us to year 100, as we sit here this year. So I'm reserving judgment. I will not be at Raw or Bakersfield NXT. Bakersfield NXT is actually the night of night one of the weekend portion of the Halloween franchise 45th anniversary convention. So I will not be at Bakersfield, and I'm not going to Raw in Ontario. JJ and I talked about going to Raw, just it never came to fruition for whatever reason. I don't drive, but yes, horrible traffic. Traffic in Southern California just sucks in general. It's just horrible traffic here. Going back to the Haunted Mansion thing, JJ says I've heard rumors of people doing it because the line, there's always room for 1,000. Any volunteers? So again, it wouldn't surprise me if the attempts were made. I just don't know if they were ever successful. For me, I don't know. So at the end of this month and the start of October will be Scene Saw. Oh, okay, well, and they're going to well, AEW's again. That's cool. We'll save that for Thursday night, Talk Wrestling, which will be after Impact 1000, by the way, for those of you that are going to be watching along with us. I also wanted to talk about, and the graphic didn't load for whatever reason. Congrats to Tracy Brooks, friend of the channel. Husband, of course, friend of the channel, Frankie Kazarian. Love them to pieces. Very happy for Tracy. She's going to be an Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee this year at Bound for Glory. Very deserving. The original knockout, right? Just so happy for Trace and Frankie and the family. It's cool seeing the family there at Impact 1000 last week. Very cool to watch that back with our commentary team of Noah and Tatilla. So very cool. Also, the reason I mentioned Friday as part of my anniversary thing is because my good friends from Las Vegas, Britt and Tyler, and their recently turned 1-year-old little girl are going to be joining me in the park on Friday for their little one's first visit to Disneyland. And it's also her birthday visit, and it's also their wedding anniversary visit. So all the buttons will be out on display, wearing them across the board Friday. I'm also going to have a cool new prop that I'll be showing on the air here at some point that I'm going to be getting this week related to Disney. It was cool seeing Angelina and Velvet. I'm not going to lie. It was very cool seeing both of them and doing the entrance. Much better than Greg or Maddie and I by a lot. So Psycho, I'm going to go ahead and answer this one, even though we're still nobody's super chatting, which pisses me off. But it's okay. I'm going to bring up the exact definition of what Epcot was supposed to be, because there was a difference. And so the original concept here, Psycho, I'm going to read this verbatim. The experimental prototype community of tomorrow, shortened to Epcot, is an unfinished concept that for a planned community intended to sit on a swath of undeveloped land near Orlando. Walt Disney and the Imagineers collaborated in the 1960s based on ideas stemming from modernism and futurism and inspired by architectural literature about city planning. The company intended Epcot to be a utopian, autocratic company town. But when Walt died in 1966, the plans were eventually abandoned. And then when we opened the Disney World in 1971, Epcot served basically as the inspiration for what became Epcot Center, which was the second theme park contained within Walt Disney World after the Magic Kingdom. And Epcot now is a couple different things. There's World Celebration, World Discovery, World Nature, World Showcase. It used to be basically used to be two areas of Epcot for many years. There was the the main crux of the park, lack of a better term, that was a lot of what the community could have been as far as like futuristic homes and just different like designs that really got off the concept portion of development. And then there was the World Showcase, which still exists now, along with the other lands in Epcot. That is basically pavilions of different countries around the world that they'll feature the cultural presentations, the food, the alcohol, which is really good. Dad and I did a drink around the world thing when we went back in 2008. Very, very cool. I love it. I guilt trip and I get a super chat and I have to sing. By the way, we're doing Disney karaoke in November, Psycho. So please save your money for that. But so I'm trying to remember how the tempo goes. So to give me a second here. Thank you for the $10. By the way, much appreciated. That's so Raven. It's the I have no voice. I've been yelling all day. I've been in the kitchen all day. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. That's so Raven. So mysterious to me. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. That's so Raven. It's so mysterious to me. Yeah. Yep. That's me. There you go. That was horrid. Summer Raven Simone is just, her ears are bleeding for what I've done to her in her show's song. So yeah, Epcot. I get for, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Epcot's my favorite theme park at Walt Disney World. It always has been. I like the idea of the pavilions showcasing the different cultures and the different countries around the world. There's a really good picture of my dad and I with Mickey and one with Goofy as well from the photo op place inside. I think it's called Future World. It was back then. That's now become I believe, the permanent spot for Epcot's mascot, which is Figment the Dragon. He is now showcased in that area. So when, not if, when I take Dylan to Walt Disney World, we'll definitely be hitting Epcot one of the days and enjoying it. Excuse me. But anyway, I'm just so pleased again to everybody out there. Where my camera? There's my camera. Everybody out there up late. I know it's super late, especially for you East Coasters to stand here 3 o'clock. But I did want to get some live content out today. And basically, as I showed you, the rest of the week, it's just jam packed with stuff. We have live content every day this week. So I wanted to make sure that the company and Disney and Disneyland at least got acknowledged. It's the shirts. This tonight. And the question came up. I saw it. There it was there. So the main Walt Disney parks are, there's not really a definitive answer to that. And I say that because when I call Global Human Resources, I call down to Orlando or Tampa. But we do have our own contained offices here in Anaheim. Here, I haven't said it correct. Anaheim. Team is Anaheim that houses our corporate infrastructure. So that's it's not a simple answer, I guess, what I was going for. And yes, JJ, thank you for reminding me. No, this is a probably a one and done, but we'll see. Thank you, JJ, for the congrats on being a member of the Mouse Mafia for here. And yes, JJ did point out that Dad's is going to be tomorrow, actually. So I'm going to put the graphic up. The graphic is not updated yet, so please bear with me on that. That's why I'm going to leave just ignore the date completely because it's not through at all. But tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Pacific, that's 1 o'clock Eastern for you folks there in the East Coast of the United States of America. JJ and I will be doing the top 10 rock and roll lead singers of all time. Full disclosure, JJ led initiative here this week on Dad's for tomorrow. Going in vastly unprepared, vastly underprepped. I have just been at work so much that I failed to properly prep, and that is 100% my bad. And I do apologize to JJ for that. I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating what is, and what is that I'm not ready for tomorrow. But I do want to definitely get Dad's out because Dad's one of my favorite things to do. Twice a month, it's a great for JJ and I to collaborate and come together and do our thing. And rock and roll is it's very subjective at the end of the day, and I acknowledge that. Rock and roll can mean a lot of things. Rock and roll can just mean, music from the early era of rock and roll. We're talking like, Elvis and the Beach Boys, or the Beatles, or, the Stones, or, whatever. So to narrow it down to 10, just the lead singers. Now we're talking bands, we're not talking acts, right? But just the lead, the man out front of the microphone, or the woman in some cases, right? The person out front there, leading the way, being the crux of the presentation for these rock and roll acts of the last, century plus. So it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't sound like I was based on my I'm not prepped. I'm just being honest, but I do very much look forward to tomorrow's show. Looking forward to Tapway Sports Bar tomorrow. So please tune in at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific for Tapway Sports Bar. Mike and Dory work so hard on that show every single week. I can't stress enough how detailed Mikey gets on his notes, and Dory, is coming along great as a co-host on that show. So please tune in tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific for Tapway Sports Bar, but 1 o'clock Pacific, Eastern, 10 a.m. here in California for Dads. And again, just all this crazy shit going on there the rest of this week, man. We are another jam-packed week across the multiverse of media. So please tune in, show some love, send some super chats. Psycho Jet Black did tonight. Thank you again for the $10, brother. It's much appreciated. So send the love our way, send the support, hit that notification bell. Make sure you get let know when I go live, when JJ goes live, when the watch-alongs go live, and catch us every night of the week, because it's what we're doing. Every night of the week, we're on doing something or other, my friends. So thank you again for watching this very, very brief. And yes, definitely come into the sports bar tomorrow and show Mikey and Dory and the producers, that's me and JJ, some love with some tips. So there you go. The food's hot, beer's ice cold, conversations are warm and plentiful with sports talk all afternoon, during that hour and a half time slot we've got on Tapway Sports Bar. So please check everything out, guys. Again, thank you all. Gonna bid you adieu for the night. It's getting toward midnight, and not gonna let it hang out or anything, but I am gonna go MEACH'S because it's been a very long week. Today was my Friday at Disney. I am pooped. I go steepies. There you go. Super chat for Marshall's sake. Marshall can't super chat, so by God, super chat for Marshall. Do it for Marshall. Do it for the win. Super chat one for the Marshall for the Gipper. People are gonna be like, dude, you're old, and I get that. I know I'm old. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow across the multiverse 2 times. Dad's Hours of Wrestling and Tapway Sports Bar. Bye.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.